Welcome back to another episode of How to Become an Interesting Human Being. This one you guys are really gonna like, man. This is specifically to my man, Mr. Zen Diab, the Zen Master. Anyway, I'm your host AJ, and I'm going to show you why. If you want to become interesting, you want a fast track to becoming interesting, you gotta learn how to fight. Now, why we gotta learn how to fight? That's a lot of information. That's a lot of work I gotta do to learn how to fight. Yes, you're absolutely correct, and that's why it is the most important thing if you want to become interesting. You know why? There's several aspects for why it's important to learn how to fight. Aspect number one is everybody thinks fighters are cool. Everybody wants to know who you fought, why you fight, how many times have you fought. The pure fact is, people like fighters. People respect and admire fighters. Fighters are like modern day superheroes. Because, dude, you're stepping into a cage or a ring or whatever you're stepping into. You're in your underwear, essentially. And you are using your bones to inflict damage upon another human being. Now, if that's not the most crazy thing you can do besides go to war and shoot at other people, and even shooting at people, that's not too bad. Don't get me wrong. Soldiers, a little bit, people are kind of freaked out by soldiers. They're not necessarily, they always going to ask you, did you kill somebody? But here's the thing, man, that's a little bit too personal to kill somebody. That's something that's kind of sitting in the back of your brain. But a fighter, a lot different, because a fighting is like, you're not killing anybody. You're fighting until somebody stops the fight. And then once the fight is stopped, you guys go on about your day and you live your lives like you do. But when you kill somebody, that's taking a life. That's a little bit different, a little bit more intense. But everybody wants to hear about a good fight story. So look, and this is why fighting's the most interesting thing, and this is why it's the fastest way to become interesting. Let's say you're at the NBA Finals, you're sitting in a seat, you're watching LeBron play, I don't know, whatever, the East Coast team, they're going to throw out Boston Celtics, doesn't matter. They can be in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left to go in a tie game, and there could be two drunk guys in the stands who just happen to break out in a fight. And guess what everybody's attention is going to go to? The two drunk guys in the stands throwing blows at each other. You know why? Because humans are wired to watch violence. We like violence, and violence, we're interested in it. Our movies are violence. Everything in our civilization is either about sex or violence. It's one of the two things. Now, I'm not telling you to go out there and have sex. That's another thing if you want to become interesting. But if you want to become interesting and get a good body, looking good in shape, and get a couple of nice little war scars, learn how to fight, man. Learn how to do some jiu-jitsu, learn how to do boxing, kickboxing, learn some type of martial arts or combat. Because here's the other thing. Anybody who watches fighting can tell those guys are some characters. They are the most interesting people that you can come upon, just because the very nature of their job is fighting people for money, man. That's bizarre. That's such a bizarre aspect way to make money. There's so many different ways to make money in this world. Fighting people for it is mind-blowing. So when people are mind-blown, they want to be like, oh, well, tell me more about your fight. Like, what kind of fighting do you do? And instantly from there, you can connect with people, because people want to hear stories about fights. Another aspect is you begin to understand pain. See, pain is something that it connects all humans throughout all periods of time. If I punch you in the cheek, or if you get punched in the cheek, guess what? That pain that you feel is the same pain that the Neanderthals and the early Homo sapiens felt when they were going to war fighting each other. Pain translates throughout time. So if you break something, you are able to relate to people, because pain is relatable. And when you're relatable and you can make connections with other people, these connections allow you to be more interesting, because then people can see themselves in you. That's kind of what being interesting is about. People want to either be like you, they see themselves almost like you, they can make a connection point. When you can make connections with people, you can be interesting to them, because they can identify and understand what you're doing. They can understand the novelty, but they can feel that linkage to each other. And the last way that fighting makes you very interesting is because dude, you meet some people, man. You meet a lot of different people. You exchange knowledge, and you open up that thing we talked about in the last episode, which was about the abstract brain. See, when you're in a fight, there's no time to be able to process information. I mean, you could don't get me wrong, you process information, but there's no words to what's going on. It's reaction. It's abstract. It is, this person is coming to hit me. What do I need to do to make sure I do not feel that pain? And what happens is your brain is open up to a new realm of spatial awareness or space or new. It's open up to a new ideas of what life is, and that's what being interested is about. It's about opening your mind to what new concepts or what new avenues that you never knew thought possible for life are. So that opens up the abstract brain, begins to make you think differently. And then the last thing, which is an underrated aspect of becoming interesting, is you become fearless when you learn how to fight. See, fighting, when you know how to fight, a lot of people walk around this life not knowing how to fight. And when you don't know how to fight, that makes life very terrifying, because as soon as any type of violence or any type of altercation pops off or anything like that, you're kind of stuck in this scared purgatory of, what do I do? Oh, should I run? Should I get away? And you become fearful. There's anxiety, there's riddleness, there's this lack of confidence. But when you learn how to fight, you realize, oh, violence is not that bad. Like, combat is not that dangerous. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's dangerous, but when you understand how to control it, you understand how to defend yourself, you know, okay, if I know how to put my hands in front, keep the guy from hitting me in my chin, if I keep him away from my body, and I just make sure he gets tired out, I don't have to worry about getting knocked out and then getting kicked in the face when I'm on the floor. And because you know how to do that, you know how to handle yourself in a combat situation, you draw a little bit more fearlessness. And when you have more fearlessness, that translates throughout all aspects of your life. You're willing to say things, you're willing to break societal norms, you're willing to do things that most people won't do because you don't fear for your life. Now, that sounds crazy because most people don't know how to fight, so they don't understand this relief of anxiety. But when I was younger, when I was able to learn how to fight, it released a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety and tension. I became a lot calmer in life because I know, I can handle most things that come my way. And then that allows you to talk freely. When you can talk freely, people like that. It resonates with people when they can hear you from the heart, talk like a human being. Because you're not being this processing machine trying to figure out, oh, am I going to hurt this person's feeling? Am I going to do this? No, you just know, hey, I'm a human being. He's a human being too. I can say what I want to say. I'm not going to try to be disrespectful, but if I have a thought or opinion about something, I'm going to state that. And that's what people want to hear. They want to hear your true, honest opinions and thoughts when you guys are having a genuine conversation. Now, do keep it cordial. Don't be just an ass to be an ass. But fighting's the fastest way to become interested because people respect and admire fighters. They want to hear your stories, want to see who you fight, how you fight, what type of fighting you do. Do you still fight? It just opens up a realm of conversation that people just don't have with most people. Pain is relatable because pain translates throughout time, history, and space. You can relate to people. If somebody told you they broke their leg, oh shit, I got kicked in the leg. Dude, I checked this kick and my leg was just torn up. Yeah, man, I broke my leg. And you're able to talk, you connect, you become more interested. And then fearlessness. You simply are just not fearful of the repercussions of just words or who you are and being who you want to be because you know you're not going to get beat up in the streets for it. But anyway, your homework assignment for today is, man, go out and go watch some fights. See if you can find a gym, do some jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, even if it's just shadow boxing. Learning how to do the very basics of fighting is going to make you a much more wholesome, interesting, and happy person. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Zen. I hope you guys appreciate it. Once again, I'm your host, AJ. I appreciate you guys taking the time and watching.